What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Drunk Turkey Show. I'm Daniel. Alongside with me is nobody. Just used to saying that sometimes, I guess. Um, but today, I've actually been looking forward to this. There's been a lot of conversation going on about these drones that have been seen in and around the New York and New Jersey area as of recent. I want to say it's been about almost a month now that they've been flying around out there in the New Jersey area, kind of making their way a little bit in New York. I have some opinions about it, some thoughts and well, some theories as well. So let's break it down. Let's get into it, guys. All right, so let's bring this up. What I'm going to do first is look at a couple of these sightings of these drones. I think they've already been considered or called drones. So there's apparently some sort of evidence that they're drones. Now, it's been, I guess, unconfirmed of the origin of where these drones are coming from. And so there's been a guy who came forward. I think he was on like Fox or something like that. And we got the video here. And he talked about how he thinks it's a certain country, perhaps maybe with a mothership off the eastern seaboard, and that they are why these drones are in the area. So we'll get into it. We'll talk about all of it. Let's first look at a few of them. Now, I'm not sure how real this one is. This was a picture that they put up there for comparison. I believe that they said that this was the biblical Ezekiel's wheel. And so I guess in the book of Enoch, or in Ezekiel, I'm sorry, they described a wheel within a wheel within a wheel or something like that, as far as when the gods came from the sky or something, like the sky people. Or I think they were called Nephilims in that specific book. And so they say that this is somewhat similar. Not gonna lie, it does kind of look kind of close, but I don't know if it's real or not. What do you guys think? It appears to be like one of those gyro things. Kind of looks like two triangles too, with something spinning in the middle. I think that's what it actually looks like, more so than this wheel within a wheel stuff. That looks like two triangles with something spinning in the middle of it. What do you guys think? The Anunnaki? Yeah. That's what they said too. Let's see. It's interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think this is? Do you think this is a drone? I'm not sure. No volume for me or no volume for this? There's no volume on this one. And so that's kind of what makes me a little bit skeptical. I'm not sure what it is in the background. Like it's just this darkness. Can't tell if that's outside or not. But you can see the light going between these two lights from the thing spinning in the circle, meaning that these three triangular dots and these three triangular dots, although are stationary, aren't connected to each other physically. Perhaps there's something there that's allowing them to, I don't know. Maybe there's just something we can't see that's keeping them in some sort of formation there. But if this is real, I don't know. Guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Terrifying, whatever they are. Yeah, I got some ideas. And some of them they could it could be that. Kind of brings up an interesting point. It's a felony to shoot drones. I say shoot drones down as a civilian. I have a creepy neighbor who likes to fly over my pool in the summer. Yeah, but think of the location and where these things are at. And I'm going to bring that topic up a little bit later because that was one of the main talking points. But yeah, I don't know what this is. Again, if this is real, this could be some computer generated thing. I'm not sure the origin of this. Now, I do know that we'll see some that are closer. So let's bring this one back on. All right, this is a different one.
Oh my gosh, bro, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, that's the closest one we've gotten so far. Yeah, the tree's blocking it. Oh, bro, oh my gosh, look at that. They're four-way rectangular. Oh, it's got blurry. Damn it. Oh, there you go. Oh my gosh, bro, look at that. Look at
so
that.
I can kind of hear the sound of like helicopters, right? Like so the blades or of a drone, right?
So, oh, bro, oh my gosh, look at that.
Let's see.
So
I can hear that. So obviously they have some sort of known propulsion. So this isn't something out of this earth type of realm as far as the technology is, and it's what's keeping it up there in the air. Now, I know there's been a lot of question about the size of it. It's the size of supposedly like a small car. I know some people have said that they've been out there for hours at a time. And so that's what makes people wonder what they can be, because they're out there at night without the ability for solar power. Well, what's keeping them powered up there? Now, there could be a couple of different energy sources. They may even have some sort of, they're the size of a small car. There could be a reason behind that. Maybe there's some sort of battery powered. It may be a different type of battery that we're not familiar. Maybe the Chinese or somebody else has developed a battery that lasts longer. They need something, bigger to carry the battery. Perhaps it has a different type of, battery power on it. Like maybe some sort of small nuclear device on it to ensure its power, that it stays powered, even in the at nighttime where there's no ability for solar electricity to be put on it. So those are the questions that come out when it comes to this. Let's see the next one. But to me, it doesn't, so far, I'm seeing, an object large in the sky. What I'm not seeing is something that's not out of worldly at this point. Let's look at the next one. This one's over Bedminster, New Jersey. Definitely hear the drone, but that is a big drone. That is a big drone. So obviously, well, maybe. Do you think that a hobbyist could be doing something like this? Stacking up batteries on top of batteries, maybe even scooter batteries of those types. Those like scooter or remote or those vehicles that are electrical powered, bicycles and stuff like that, e-bikes and those type of things. Is it possible they have some sort of battery or something like that? Maybe. What's going on, Jason? It could be. I'll say hello to everybody here. And I thank everybody for joining. We got Heather, we got Sirius, we have Lauren, we got Truth Finder. I want to say thank you to everybody and Seashells. I'm just going in, Holly, everybody that's here. I missed you. I just didn't see you. If you have questions or you have comments about this, please put the stars in there. We have a comment saying that they go into the ocean. That's what I heard too. I heard that as well. That they're going into the ocean, which would make it kind of odd, right? That would be like, all right, they're transmedian. How are they doing that? Is it possible that the mothership that's in the ocean or that's out there above the, in the air or whatever? I don't think it was actually described. Could it have been a ship on water? Maybe. It's a rumor they're landing on in a warship. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'll see if I can find that there, Simone. Let's pull up the next one. Actually, let me stop the last one because it's in my ear. All right. Now, one thing I wanted to say too is, isn't this like? I think it was closer to Florida, maybe, where they did the where Fravor had his incident. Let me look that up. Maybe that was in California, and I'm thinking about the wrong one. Let me see where that happened at. Where did the incident happened. Okay. The southern, yeah, it was in California. So now, never mind. So I wonder if there's anything that's out there that everything's us on the other side. So no. Well, here's another one. And this one's interesting. I mean, it's just lights, right? But it's got a little like a odd formation. There's something kind of weird looking right there. Almost look like eyes underneath there. Let's see. Next UFO will be coming out of the oceans. Probably. Do I think it's Russia? I don't know if it's Russia. It might be China. In my opinion, if it isn't adversary, it's probably China. Because even in I guess in the arguments for it being Iran, the argument is that Iran purchased a bunch of drones from China. And so if they're buying this technology from China, that means China has this technology as well. Probably have, if they're selling it off to Iran or anybody else, they probably have a higher step up of technology when it comes to drones. If this ends up being something that is, a foreign foe, so to speak. You can see the rotations of the blades when it sort of sometimes. I feel like I can see it, but maybe not. This one's interesting. Red light blinking. Red and green light on the outside. Launch vehicle. If anybody has these pictures, email them to me. Like or videos. If you have actual videos or pictures of this, I'd appreciate that. If it's yourself, like if you took the video, if you're out in this area, I'd appreciate that. The email is drunkturkeyshow@gmail.com. I don't know. It's interesting. And so my biggest question is, why hasn't anybody tried to shoot it down, right? I understand that it might be illegal to do so, blah, 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 blah. But I thought to myself, I was like, man, I'm surprised nobody went out there just kind of like maybe a little bit gung-ho and try to shoot down one of these drones. But then, I realized the area that they're in. They're in New Jersey and New York, some of the places that are most strict when it comes to gun laws and things of that nature. I wonder if that's any accident. You know what I mean? Are they targeting this area right here because it's less likely they're going to get shot up at if they were to fly over Texas or maybe perhaps even like Chicago or any of these other places that may have. I know Chicago is very strict on their gun rules too, but those laws out there in Chicago seem to be broken quite a bit. Not saying anything bad about the place itself, like Chicago and the folks there, but it sounds like there's some certain places in Chicago you don't want to find yourself in that can be a little bit dangerous. And so, with that being said, I'm not seeing these over those areas. Is it because somebody might get a little bit froggy and decide to shoot one? And if they are going into these areas because of that, what does that tell you about? And we're not shooting it down. I don't know. I mean, something's pointing at somebody knowing something to me, in my opinion. Let's see. Point a laser at it. I heard that if you point a laser, you point a light at it, it goes dark. I also was told that somebody's tried to fly drones towards it, and that those devices lost power. That's pretty interesting. Now, this is another video. Where is this one out of? This one is out of, and this one claims it's not from New Jersey. It's from Wisconsin, but people are claiming this was from New Jersey. According to X, the readers added context to this video. Either way, there's some. So as we can see that there was cars are moving at a high rate of speed. So this is sped up. And so we were to slow this down. a little bit. Let's see, playback speed. I mean, even at a quarter speed, which that looks more like probably the actual speed of these. They're pretty fast. Could those be satellites, though? Could those be satellites that are, when they're going around and they're being able to hit the sunlight? Could they be satellites? I don't know. I think that might be what we're looking at. If you were to ask me that, what are we looking at with this here? I would say that these are satellites that are coming over the curvature of the Earth and being hit with the sun. If I had to take a guess. What do you guys think? Lauren says, my husband and I was saying it's interesting that's happening in the last month of Biden administration to scare us into submission again. You know, I'm not sure about that aspect, but there's some other rumors and speculation as to, you know, some of the actions that have been done. I think we've, you know, as the country, there's been some weapons that have been given to Ukraine turned towards Russia. And it just seems kind of like the start of something pretty crazy. It seems like that might be upon us. Whether it's why or what, I don't know, but it does seem like something crazy is upon us. Let's see. That one's interesting, but I think if I had to take a guess, that would be probably, I would assume that that's, those are satellites. What do you guys think? Let's see. So let's go talk and see what these guys think about it. Oh, I got to turn on the volume. There you go.
Of an SUV over any city, over. We have objects in the sky that are the size of an SUV over any city, over any state. It's an invasion of our airspace. In focus now, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, member of the House Judiciary Committee on the Hill right now. How do you address this at this point?
Well, here's the real deal, Harris. You know, I'm also on the Transportation Committee, on the Aviation Subcommittee, and I've gotten to know people. And from very high sources, very qualified sources, very responsible sources, I'm going to tell you the real deal. Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones, is everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly. Now, you know, we know there was a probability it could have been our own government. We know it's not our own government because they would have let us know.
I'm not gonna lie, that's fun. He goes, we know it's not our government because they would have let us know. With all due respect, I don't think the government would have let us know if it's them. Now, the fact that it's been going on this long tells me it might be something else. Now, you know, he uses the term mothership. Does that mean that there's a aircraft out there or craft in the water? I'm not sure. I would think that it is possibly an aircraft. But I mean, a watercraft. But here's the thing, though, and this is the part that worries me, is this isn't the first time, you know, let's put it this way. Here's what happens to drones when they fly over secured areas. This is a secured area. This says here, you know, no drones, no nothing. What happens? So that's how quick a drone will go down if you were to go over like military bases and things like that normally. Why isn't something like this happening? You know, if they think it's Iran or if it is China, why are they infiltrating our airspace? Why are they being allowed to? You know, this isn't the first time a foreign adversary traversed the entire United States and didn't get shot down. And the term unidentified aerial anomalous or whatever phenomenon it came out, and that was back when this was the thing. Remember, they say that, hey, we shot down a UFO in Alaska. There's another one going across the United States. Remember this UFO? Does anybody remember this? This took pictures and video of our entire country from one side to the other, and was shot down when it finally got over the ocean on the East Coast too. All the data that it needed to collect, all the information that it was, collecting. You can even see the little satellite things on the side where it's sending out the information. That went out, and I believe this was a Chinese drone or balloon, so to speak. But this was considered by our media and government officials as a unidentified aerial phenomenon, a UAP. This was a UAP. Now, if this is China being allowed to come over on this side and check out some things, I'm concerned about that. And they've already purchased quite a bit of land from within the United States. And now we have this going on. To me, I mean, we have seen, glimpses and pieces of when our drones are flying over other places, right? What is that usually for? It's usually mark down things that they're going to target, that they're looking for, an entryway into an attack. Could they be using the Eastern Seaboard as a area to attack in? See what kind of defenses that we have in the area. And the crazy thing is that it's allowed to happen. And so part of me hopes that this ends up being a situation where it's our private sector, somebody who is a government affiliated private company that is a dark project that is on our side, because if they aren't, man, it's a little scary out there. I'm not gonna lie. That looks like a camera in a 7-Eleven. Yeah. Well, the thing is, for it to have been that big, as you can see it, it's probably very sophisticated. Those 7-Eleven cameras are typically outdated, especially the bigger ones. And so if you think about the technology that we have now and how large that camera is, it's probably it's probably able to get quite a few clear images, high def images of everything that they're taking pictures of. It's insane, man. Maybe it's a test for holes in our defense from a foreign or domestic source. I mean, that could be it, but I feel that if it's foreign to that extent, like, a part of me is thinking that they're either allowed to do this. Well, a lot of me is thinking they're allowed to do this because they're not shot down yet. You know what I mean? Not one time have they been tried or attempted to take down. I don't think I've heard of any stories or anything coming out that, I heard that the FBI is investigating it. I know that the, there's some lawmakers in the area, some mayors and local authority that are upset about what's going on. But it seems like whatever it is that is being allowed to happen, in my opinion. And that's dangerous. I mean, that's dangerous. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Let's see. Are they going to say this is Iran and we need to go to war? This is a false flag. Our government and are going to lie about what it is. Could be. Wouldn't be the first time, right? They had the whole Northwoods thing that was supposed to happen, where they were going to attack our government was going to attack a U.S. What was it? A U.S. cruise ship, blame it on Cuba so that we can go to war with Cuba. JFK ended up shutting it down and said no to it. And then shortly after that, he ended up getting his life taken. Coincidence? I don't know. But what could it be? I mean, I don't think that this technology is far-fetched. I mean, this is what we have right now. This is a Jetson. This is a drone probably the size of a small car. you know, and if you put some bigger propellers and some stronger, more durable things, this guy probably weighs about 180 pounds, 150 pounds. It's in it. Let's see. Well, here it is. So it's somewhat small. It's probably the size of a small car. But if you were to put one of these guys in it, maybe 150, 160 pounds. How much batteries of like can you put in there? Like I wonder what the power distribution of a 165-pound battery would be in one of these type of aircraft. And you know, this is relatively small. So can they escalate this and make it bigger? 100%. I don't think that this is something that is impossible to make it bigger, given what they've already accomplished with this. You know, so it's able to lift him up pretty easily. You know, the only thing is, you know, keeping it up for an hour, right? And I think that's why you replace the person with a buku amount of batteries in that son of a gun, and maybe perhaps, you know, maybe a different layout as well. It's not going to be obviously laid out like that. It'll be in a square. You probably could put even more and just beef it up. You know, put bigger propellers, bigger everything on this, and then, you know, it'll you end up getting the results you want. Let's see. Daniel, these congressional hearings, tangent plays is trying the government behind false UFO threat narrative. Yeah, you know, there's also like was it Project Bluebeam was something that was always thought of when it came to our government and the possibility of, you know, creating a extraterrestrial threat, so that way they can have the world without borders, one world nation type of thing. I think that's what like a lot of it is. And what they were going to try to do, I think, when it came to Project Bluebeam initially, was they were going to try to, and this, from what I understand, the government was going to project in the sky religious leaders of specific areas. Like, for instance, you know, if it was across America, you would see Jesus or God or whoever you worship. But in those other areas, like in Iran and in the Middle East, you know, the folks that they worship, and I don't want to sound ignorant by saying something I'm wrong about and say something wrong. So I'm just going to say that those that they worship there, they were supposed to put something in the sky that moved the people, so that way they would, rebel against their government type of thing. And then it was rumored that they were going to use that type of equipment so that they could create one nation, right? And I think a lot of it came out of Reagan's presidential speech at one point, where he mentioned that if there was an existential threat, an extraterrestrial threat that was coming towards Earth, that he feels that as a human species, we would all come together in that type of sense. And so maybe I want to know what Elon thinks about this. Yeah. Is that a satellite? I don't think so. I mean, if this is the one that was really low, I don't think so. I think the ones that you can see going around. Yeah. Drone visible right now. Is there a drone visible right now? Let me see if there's a drone that's visible right now. New Jersey. Drone sightings. Okay. Let me just pull up a couple of these and we'll go through them. So this is one I think we already saw. Let me.
Very slow.
Since last month.
About a foreign. Here's CBS's Tom.
Right now, what is that?
It's the $1 million question baffling New Jersey.
I want to hear what you're saying. I want to see the video. Yeah, man, I think there's a lot of things that point to it probably being. I'm hoping that it's a situation where it's a private sector company that we are employing. Let's see.
It's loud.
It's really cute.
And it's huge.
It's so big. It looks so much closer in person.
Yeah, my camera doesn't do it. Looks like a spaceship, right? Like that doesn't look like a drone, right? That looks like a spaceship. It's like a small plane. It really is like a small plane.
Sounds like a plane too.
Oh my God.
Sounds weird, actually.
These are all drones in the sky.
Oh man, I wish you could see your version of
Three,
it.
4, 5, 6.
Let me see if I can find a larger version of this. Bunch of stuff that's all right, this is a time-lapse video of New Jersey. So you have that thing flying kind of, I guess it's kind of low. Again, this is sped up. You can tell by the person's walking around and going at super speed. There's another one coming up over the top, straight over. I'm assuming that's what they are. They kind of look like planes. I mean, you can't really tell from here. You just see a line going across, or a light going across the sky. I mean, they could be a plane. Dark project on our side, exactly. That's what I'm leaning towards. What does the balloon get you that a satellite doesn't? My question. So to me, I thought that was maybe even a power pool, to be honest with you. When they did that, I think it was designed to show that they could do it. You know what I mean? That's the way I felt about it when they did the balloon, is that they were able to do that. They're like, hey, we're going to tell everybody in your country that we're going to be crossing over and you're not going to do anything about it. I mean, that's how I felt when I saw it.
Another one. Swarms of the nighttime.
These are a couple of videos of triangular. They're like a plane shape. They're interesting. Is this a picture of one?
Some as big as small cars have been spotted flying over parts of New Jersey, near military facilities, weapon depots, even President-elect Donald Trump's Bedminster golf course.
See, that's also a problem here, ain't it? I mean, you have the president-elect's golf course. I think he was in town not too long ago, or still is in that area of New York, doing something. I don't even know, but he was doing something over there. Like, this is kind of weird, I mean, they're going to allow this to happen. I wonder what Trump will say about this. I wonder if there's anything that's coming out, because it is happening around his golf course. It is. Let's see. August 2023, 323 sample vials of deadly virus went missing from a lab in Australia. This week is when they told the public. Shaking my head. Really? Wow, that is crazy. I didn't know that. Looks like homemade satellites. Biden's been in bed with China for a while. Yeah, I'm agreeing there. And that's how I felt. I'll be honest, that's exactly what I felt when that balloon was flying over the entire, I mean, it went through Alaska, through Canada, throughout the entire length of the United States. Wow. I mean, all it had to do is touch Hawaii and it would have gone everywhere. It's insane how it was allowed to do that. It's like 1938 World of the Words radio broadcast, except it's being done by a group of dudes that had their butt cheeks taped. And this is how they're reacting. That's crazy. Let's see. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Sure looks like a plane. Yeah. They're also seen over Oregon. Now, the ones in Oregon, I think I have those actually. Let me pull that down real quick. I think I had that. Let's see. No, I did. In 1 second. All right.
Oregon this past weekend.
This was a day ago. This is UFO sightings in Oregon skies baffle some commercial pilots. So let's rewind that.
At least 4 commercial pilots reported mysterious bright lights zipping through the skies above Oregon this past weekend.
Now, I'm assuming this is the actual picture that was from the pilots, right? And it sure does appear like this larger one right here is a lot closer than the other ones, right? I mean, I think we can all make that determination that it appears to be closer, right?
And on Sunday night, a United Airlines pilot radioed air traffic control after spotting the unexpected lights in the Eugene area.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy.
A Life Flight pilot reported one of the lights was going in circles in a corkscrew pattern and showed up on his aircraft's collision avoidance system.
It's red in color, moving at extreme speeds. I don't even know how to describe how fast it's moving.
You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there.
Several brief videos taken by pilots and their crews showed lights in the night sky, but they're difficult to see because of the dark conditions.
It's weird.
So in that video there, let me rewind a little bit. They look pretty far out there, right? That doesn't look pretty close. That looks way out there. So I don't know if that video or that picture
crews showed
was of this situation here, because those look.
It's a red circular shape, and it keeps zipping out towards the ocean, and then coming back in about 20 miles or closer to us, and then it zips back out of the ocean, and we can't see it.
That's crazy. Now it says back out to the ocean, not necessarily into the ocean, but that is going back and forth towards the ocean and then coming back. So it's not stationary, because they have an explanation. And now I'm seeing that maybe perhaps this explanation is not making sense. You know what I'm saying? Riddle me this. What is the newest branch added to the U.S. Armed Forces? Space Force. That's true. That is true. I agree. This is probably a dark project on our side. If it was foreign enemy, I don't think they would be lighting up like a Christmas tree. That's true. Unless they're trying to show some sort of force or some sort of power, right? A distribution, a show of strength. Kind of like what I mentioned when I thought about the Chinese balloon going all the way across. Don't you think it's a little strange that anyone of another world would bother to comply with FAA lighting rules? I do. I'm not necessarily saying that those lights are doing that, though, but they could be. I'm not familiar with those. I think that's one of the things that I would have thought also, that why are they brightening it up? Why are they, what's the point of lighting it up? Even if it's from like aliens, what's the point of lighting it up? They probably have the technology to hide themselves, much less be out there making noise and doing this. If it's a foreign adversary, what would be the point of lighting it up? Making it obvious, unless they're showing a show of strength that, hey, we can do what we want. Don't let these people that are talking fool you. We own you, or type of stuff. Then, I'm kind of nervous about that, to be honest with you. I'm hoping it's a dark project on our side. But in this scenario here, it talks about objects flying out into the ocean and coming back. Let's continue.
Horizon airline pilots also reported seeing mysterious lights, according to air traffic control, who confirmed there was no military activity in the area. So what could it be?
That appears like Starlink satellites, most likely.
Dr. Douglas Bittner led a study examining a similar case involving 5 pilots who spotted bright moving objects over the Pacific Ocean in 2022. Bittner and his colleagues determined the bright lights were flare from numerous Starlink satellites launched by SpaceX to provide broadband internet.
And literally all it is it's the sun is hitting the satellite just right, and it's being reflected back into your eye.
He believes the eye-catching lights spotted by pilots over Oregon were most likely satellite flares, although he hasn't ruled out other possibilities.
I honestly think that it's a massive distraction. What are they hiding? Like a diversion. Look up over here, so we miss what they're doing elsewhere. Well, Biden pardoned Fauci. I don't know. Maybe a lot of people don't like that. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe they're trying to hide that. I think he pardoned Hunter, his son, as well. And so maybe perhaps they're trying to get you. There's also the Diddy stuff, right? And then there's always been the Epstein stuff. When the Epstein stuff started happening, that's when a lot of UFO stuff started coming out, right? And so is it possible that there's some sort of link between this and all that? Maybe. That's a good thought there, Lauren. Thank you. People call the cops when stolen. That's true. It is true. But yeah. See, some folks said no, and it could be because of this stuff. But yeah, he pardoned Fauci. Which is crazy. It's crazy. He didn't do anything. We're being invaded. That's possible. Those look like, these look like Starlink satellites. They're pretty straight off. You can see them. The other ones over here, that the pictures that they had earlier, that's why I asked, is like, does one appear closer than the others? And if it was out in space, that wouldn't be the case, right? Not like that, at least. And not in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. I've never flown a commercial airline that high and close to the Starlink stuff. So I could be wrong. Thank you, Sirius, for your $10 contribution. Please let them be like the aliens from Arrival and not signs. Full moon on the Friday the 13th tonight. That is true. That is true. You know, there was a guy, I think his name was like High Cliff or something like that. And he apparently has this machine, right? So the story goes that he created this AI machine back in the 90s, and what it was designed to do was try to look for patterns in the stock market to predict the future in stock market. And what he ended up doing was he ended up turning it into like predictions of, like things that were going to happen in the future by the computer looking at recent searches and things of that nature of individuals. And it came out that there would be a battle in the sky between UFOs, other UFOs, and U.S. armed forces. And so UFOs would be battling other UFOs and us. So it's pretty crazy what they were saying. And he said that would happen after a triggering event, 39 days after a specific triggering event. And that triggering event was, and this was supposedly, this prediction came out in 2009, that now I don't know how true that is, because I haven't seen anything that actually says, hey, it's the year 2009. My predictor machine said that aliens are going to attack 39 days after Joe Rogan interviews Donald Trump. All right. So that was that's what it said apparently in 2009, but I don't think anybody's ever actually had any proof of it. Now, Mr. Cliff or High Cliff has a YouTube channel, and he talks about a potential alien invasion coming up that year, leading that could be the year. And I believe he talks about the event before it is documented that they're going to have a interview between Joe Rogan and Trump. And so my thing is that since 2016, that's been rumored to possibly happen, right? Ever since Donald Trump started running for president, and then again in 2020 when he ran again, there was a lot of questions and a lot of people searching, is Joe Rogan going to interview Trump, stuff like that. And then again it started to happen. So I think and you could see where Joe Rogan's train of thought and where he was thinking as far as the direction of the country should go started to shift a little bit. He became more open to interviewing him, and obviously he interviewed him. And that 39th day after interview was December 3rd, which is around the time when these things started populating. Could it be it? Maybe. I don't think so. But Cliff High. There it is. Thank you. I have dyslexia, so sometimes I say things backwards. Hi, Cliff. Cliff High. Thank you so much for that. Angel D coming in with the 19th month membership. What is up? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm glad you're still popping in, telling everybody to drink too. Love it. Let's see. Yes. I loved the Jetsons. Yeah. Let's see. And it's not being dropped. All right. Member for 19 months. Good old Angel D. Thank you for popping in. So yeah, in the end, I think that I don't know, man. I'm just concerned about the entire thing. Because at the end, like, even if it's a dark project on our side, what is their motive by doing this? Again, I think Lauren brought up a really good insight. Is what are they trying to distract us from? That's a good question. Let's see. Got a few minutes here. I'll answer your questions. If you have any, put some stars on there, and maybe if you have anything that you say, hey, that don't make sense because of this or that, let me know. In the meantime, we can go back to this real quick and listen to
It could
say that it's a Iranian mothership. I believe they are looking for a reason to weaponize space. DEW's direct energy weapons. That's possible. I mean, this could be a situation where, and it was mentioned before, like they could be a Trojan horse type, not a Trojan horse, but like they're going to make something seem like it's something else. So that way it gives us a reason to go and do things. One was considered war, and I talked about Project Northwoods, where they were going to attack a cruise ship and make it seem like the U.S. was going to attack a cruise ship, make it seem like yes, Cuba, so we can go to war with Cuba. Is it possible that they want certain things up in the air, or a reason to create a reason for defense stuff, whether it's weapons, locations, deployments, those type of things? Perhaps it, because even if it's a dark project, like, why make themselves known like this? You're having politicians now question and want answers about these dark projects, if they are projects, and where the money's coming from. So I'm worried about that. You know what I mean? As far as it being a dark project on our own, but it could be, like I said, a situation where they are trying to hide something. 100%.
Have been some really glorified hobbyists that were doing something unbelievable. They don't have the technology. But let's pretend that's possible. The third possibility was somebody, an adversarial country, doing this. Know that Iran made a deal with China to purchase drones, motherships, and technology in order to go forward.
So they're aware of China's drone mothership technology. He just said it, that they purchased drones and motherships and a bunch of other things. Well, they're aware of China creating those things. I would assume that China's probably got a better technology, like I mentioned earlier, than the persons that they're selling it to. I don't think that, the United States, when they sell off their military stuff, they're selling off the newest and brightest and most technologically advanced. It's the older stuff, right? They are very unimpressive. That's supposed to show their power. Well, it's not so much they're going to show power as far as what they're capable of doing. It's showing strength in the fact that we can go over there to your country and deploy these drones and watch you, and your government's not going to do anything about it. That's very similar to what we do to other countries. This isn't something that's out of the norm when it comes to, active war, so to speak, or spying. But to make themselves known like that, this is the part that makes me question, like, why are they doing that? Now, because I've heard this, that drones have tried to get close, and batteries die, phones die, a bunch of things die when they get close to this machine. I don't know how true it is. This is something I read, but that could be a show of strength. Like, we have these big old drones that you can't take out, you can't lock, you can't do anything to them, and they're gonna just fly in there. I don't know. Maybe they know a little bit more about the possibilities if you destroy one, and the possibilities of what may be contained in them that could be spread out to, everybody. I don't know, but it just seems, whatever it is, it doesn't. I don't think it's going to end up lying in the favor of us. If it's some sort of distraction, they're distracting you for a reason. If it's some sort of foe and we're not taking them down, it's for a reason, and that's concerning. Everything that it possibly could be is concerning. And if it was a hobbyist, I think that would have been shot down a long time ago too. So I wonder why those things don't show up on radar. It sounds like they're pretty low to the ground. So if they're low to the ground, they may not be picked up on radar and things like that. And they seem to be smaller craft. I mean, when you compare to what's out there in the skies as far as what they capture on radar, you have sizable airplanes. So I don't know. Got to say, stay on track. You meet UN's goals, Agenda 2030. Look it up. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Like, there's a lot of agendas that are out there that this could fall into, to be honest with you. I laugh every time I hear mothership, and I think, beam me up, Scotty. Yeah. I don't think this has anything to do with extraterrestrials. This isn't something that's out of, non-human technology, not made of this earth. That's the stuff that's been kind of sparking up the interest in the debates that have been coming out, right? This here seems more like a drone. I'm in New Jersey. Where's Biden? Yeah. And where's the military at? Where's this show of strength that, hey, nobody's going to come into our country and do something like this? That's the part that worries me. Well, guys, if you have any more footage or videos of this, please let me know. Send it to me. Send it to me at my email, drunkturkeyshow@gmail.com. Hit me up on Facebook. I got Messenger there. That's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, if I'm being 100% honest with you. I am on the Drunk Turkey Show Facebook Messenger quite a bit, so you can check me out there. If you email me, it might take me a little bit to get back to you, just because my emails have been weird. They don't actually notify me. I have to go in there and update it and upload it every single day to see them. And I'll be honest, I just sometimes don't. And so it can take a day or two for me to get a hold of them, because when I do refresh it, because it's been a day or so, I got a lot of things that I got to go through. And so bear with me. I'm trying to figure out why it's not giving me the notification right away, so that way I can answer those. But if you have something that you want to show me or respond, hit me up on Facebook. I have the messenger there. It's Drunk Turkey Show on Facebook. Let's see. Exactly. Drones are people technology, not aliens. Yeah, I don't think so. Don't graze, eat strawberry ice cream. They let the Chinese balloon fly all the way from across the whole country before they shot it down. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I was like, man, you let a Chinese balloon, spy balloon, traverse the entire country before you shot it down. And the reason behind it was that they were afraid it was going to land on somebody. Like, they couldn't tell where it would have landed, or given the wind, given this or that, they couldn't find a spot to pop it, and so that it would land in a large area. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I find that too very hard to believe. You also have the ban coming in and commercial companies what access for drone delivers possibility for testing now. You know, if that would be crazy if he had like, if this was some sort of testing for drone deliveries. I think we would know that because of the scare that's going on and the mayors and stuff like that. But that's funny. I mean, not funny, but that would be interesting. Like, oh yeah, no, this is just Amazon. They're practicing their new delivery techniques. They're going to be dropping off. They're going to be dropping off some packages at your door. I just watched. So last year it came out, but me and my little one, I made her watch the Santa Clauses, which is like a mini series after the Tim Allen version of the Santa Claus. He had like a 3 movies, and then they had like a limited series, and one of them, that was the premise that they were going to deliver things using drones. That was pretty crazy. But well, guys, I want to say thank you for everybody that's tuning in. Please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. I'm planning on coming back on this weekend, so make sure you have that notification bell so we know what's going on. Am I going for this? It's getting there. It's getting there. It's a couple inches long. It's getting there. I don't know if I want to go that far, but maybe not ZZ Top, but maybe Santa Claus, something like that. But yeah, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'll be back later this week. Y'all have a great night.